Hello and welcome to The Odds Must Be Crazy on Skepticality. The average number of TVs per household in the United States in 2012 was 3.01.
The typical American spends an average of 4 hours, 51 minutes a day watching regular TV. And that doesn't even count streaming, which would increase the number of hours according to the Motley Fool. I'm Wendy Hughes.
And I'm John Rael.
Skepticality listener and friend of The Odds Must Be Crazy, Vandy Beth Glenn, sent this coincidence story. She says, last Saturday afternoon, I was watching the TV show Fringe on Netflix. In the guest cast credits of the third season episode, Do Shapeshifters Dream of Electric Sheep?, I saw the name Marcus Giamatti. I'd never heard of him or seen the name, and I wondered if he was related to Paul Giamatti, one of my favorite actors. So I looked him up on IMDb and saw that they're brothers. Cool, I thought, and that was that. Later that same day, I got on my treadmill for my daily run. I watch TV while I run, and this time I had a DVD from CSI Season 10, also provided by Netflix. The next episode on this disc was Lover's Lanes. The guest cast for this episode included, you guessed it, Marcus Giamatti. What are the odds?
So Vandy Beth happened to notice a familiar name in the credits of one show. It was the brother of an actor she already likes, and then later in the day noticed he was in another show she was watching.
We asked cognitive psychologist and statistician Barbara Drescher for an analysis of Vandy Beth's question. Barb starts off with a definition and then some explanations. John, do you want to be Barb's voice right now?
Always.
Okay.
Barb begins. Once again, it's not a reasonable task to calculate these odds, but it is an opportunity to discuss what questions we should ask ourselves before getting too excited about the coincidence. A look at IMDb tells us that Marcus Giamatti has a pretty long resume, but since many of the entries are guest spots on episodes of short-lived TV shows, we shouldn't expect to see him when choosing something at random. However, once we have paid attention to something, we are much more likely to notice the same thing or something similar or related afterward. This concept is called priming.
Aha, our old friend priming.
Priming. Barb continues. How many times has the author seen this actor in something and did not take note? Would she have noticed him in the episode of CSI if she had not looked him up earlier in the day? Had she seen this episode before and was not interested enough in who the actor was to look him up? Also, how many times has the author seen an actor in two roles on the same day without noticing? Another interesting question to consider, how much time would need to be between these two sightings to make the coincidence uninteresting? Not a coincidence. A day? A week?
Attention is really important when it comes to noticing crazy odds.
Like noticing the vaguely recognizable actor was usually the murderer.
Please be sure to stop by our website, involve yourself, make a comment, tell us if you think we got it wrong, submit your own stories.
Hashtag TOMBC.
Also, visit our new web host, Skeptic Inc. Network.
Is that the website skepticinc.com?
That's the one. Barbara Drescher is a contributing editor to our blog and can also be found at icbseverywhere.com. Our theme music comes to us courtesy of Mr. Deity himself, Brian Keith Dalton. You can find him at mrdeity.com. John, how many minutes does an episode of Fringe usually last, minus the commercials?
45 minutes if I know my modern hourly TV.
According to IMDb, for the first season, each episode of Fringe ran from about 49 to 51 minutes in length. This is in contrast to the typical 42 to 43 minutes length of one-hour drama. This was an experiment by Fox TV to see if viewers are more likely to tune in if there are fewer commercials.
Interesting. I wonder if Lost was an experiment to see if viewers will watch just about anything. Would she have noticed him in the episode of CFI if she
CSI.
CSI.
Where false claims get kicked in the nuts.
Enjoy.